Okay, we're back. Morning, everybody, or afternoon, or whatever time of the day you're watching this. Coach Al back with you. Want to talk about just a little recap of the first round of the college playoffs. I would say it went okay. Okay. I think that a lot of times one of the things that having home games in a playoff game for college football, that's revolutionary. I like that idea. I like the approach on that. Um, I will also say this too. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. And you should too, if you're watching this video, because we're only talking about a game, about something that we really shouldn't be getting all that torn up over. This should be enjoyable. This should be good fun, natured fun, competition, that kind of thing. But boy, are people getting really pissed off about my team made it, my team didn't make it, that kind of stuff. My team's better than yours. At the end of the day, that's pointless. Uh, you either win or you lose, okay? And at the end of the day, that's it. At the NFL level, you win or you go home in the playoffs, period. Sometimes the ball bounces your way, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. But what I really want to talk about on point today is a suggestion about the playoff format. Just a suggestion. I'll throw it out there. NCAA basketball has March Madness. I mean, the bracket, first in, last out, all that kind of stuff. That's a big, huge deal. Okay. And they select 64 teams or whatever. And people are still pissed off because they got left out. But they have a solution. Basketball does. They have the NIT. Those teams that didn't make the championship go to the NIT. And they play for all the marbles in New York, in Madison Square Garden. The NIT used to be it. It used to be the thing in college basketball. So how about this? Stay at 12 teams, no automatic bids. Teams that don't get in, create an NIT style bracket. And have them for something they can play for, something that's new and novel. So they can be recognized as, hey, we didn't get into the national championship arena, but hey, look, we playing for the tournament too. We're playing for something. So it kind of will still make the bowls relevant. You can fashion it around the bowl system and make a field for that so-called NIT football thing. Just an idea. Since everybody's pissed off about getting in, I mean, think about it for a second. If you got 64 basketball teams and somebody's still pissed off because they didn't get in and they the 16th ranked seed in that bracket and they playing the number one seed, they gonna go down 99.8% of the time. So you got in the tournament for what? It's just to say you got into the tournament. Whereas you might be good enough to win the NIT. You might be able to lift a trophy. You might be able to do something to feel good versus getting beat by 30 points by Duke or Kansas or one of those blue blood schools. Because you from, Shinny Pack University and you're Division II and you made the field. Great for you. Okay? That's all I gotta say. There's always gonna be somebody to say, hey, we should have got in. I'm just tossing up a solution. Okay, next point. To me, this weekend, Miami, with that defense going to Kyle Field, playing like the way they did, they can match up with anybody in this field. The thing is, can they score enough points to win? Yeah. Coach Al's a Bama guy. Why am I not talking about Bama IU? I'm getting to that. I'm looking at what Miami did in Kyle Field. I know how hard that place is to play in because I'm an SEC guy and I know teams go in there, they don't come out. You know what I mean? And again, I mean, A&M, you know, going in, they have probably the most ferocious pass rush in college football. And yeah, it made Carson Beck look like Carson Beck can look. But Miami also made Marcel see ghosts. You know, I know Moss was injured and whatnot, but Miami brought defense. And coming out with a road win like that boosts a team like that confidence like big time. Okay. So, do you think that IU's defense is better than Miami's? And you saw what IU's defense did to Ohio State? That gives you something to think about, don't it? Okay, on to OU and Bama. Um, that one right there is a very interesting game because I'm kind of close to it. And there's been a lot of talk, man. I mean, a lot of talk. People talking about Alabama ain't this, and Alabama ain't that. And people from Alabama talking about OU ain't this and OU ain't that. Hey, look, Alabama had their shot at OU in Tuscaloosa and blew it. OU had their shot at Alabama and Norman and blew it. The difference is the timing. OU lost against Bama in the playoffs. Yeah, that hurts because there ain't no second chances on that one. Okay? And you can't say you're that much better than Bama either. You can't say that as an OU fan. You can't say, well, because one thing I would listen at the press conference that Venables had after the Tuscaloosa game, he was a little chapped. He was a little salty about people talking about the turnovers were unlucky bounces. He said, no, we forced those. Okay, if you're going to make that argument is fair to make on the other side too. Okay, so can both sides make out that argument? It normalizes everything. Let's toss that out the window. Get over yourself. The bottom line is, Bama's moving on. You guys get a chance to think about it for another year. Okay, not taking anything away from Oklahoma at all. I mean, I love the way they play football. Okay, you didn't win. Just like A&M, you didn't win. You got to win now. Okay, now on to the other two games, which were kind of like a footnote. We kind of saw that was going to happen. We knew how that story was going to end. I think out of the two winners, Oregon looked more explosive than Ole Miss. Their quarterback, elite. Their receiving core, elite. Okay, their defensive line, they have size. I think where they're vulnerable is in the secondary. They probably can be had there. Do I see them as a national championship team? Playing Texas Tech in that bracket? Maybe so. I mean, anything can happen in the playoffs, you know. Maybe the stage and the lights are too bright for another team and they choke and a team like Oregon gets hot and they can score on you. That's a problem. Here's another nuance in the bracket. With Texas Tech, you got Texas Tech and Oregon, and you got IU and Bama, Ole Miss, Georgia, and then Miami and Ohio State. What's intriguing, and I'm going to cut the video short here a second. IU plays Bama in the Rose Bowl, neutral site. I'm not sure how IU fans travel. I know Bama fans travel. IU's had like a month off, something like that, and they had the award circuit and stuff like that. I just know how Bama used to go through that, and they had Nick, and he had experience with preparing his team for those kind of layoffs, extended layoffs, and all of the postseason accolades and all of that's all new to IU. Can they kind of recalibrate and ratchet it back up for game time speed against a team that has been playing difficult. I think 6 out of the top 10 defenses here down the stretch. Bama's big problem, just like a lot of teams this time of year. How bad are you beat up and can you sustain? Do you have enough depth? That kind of thing. But here's the deal: the what ifs game. Now I pull the Bama IU thread. The winner of that game comes to the Peach Bowl here in Atlanta. How ironic. Bama slips past IU and comes back in their backyard to play in the Benz. Hmm. That's a home game. Bama's very comfortable in that stadium, and Oregon or Texas Tech would have to travel to the Mercedes Benz. All right, let's go down to the bottom of the bracket. Miami put the clamp on Ohio State, and Georgia plays Miami, okay, with the Carson Beck storyline. Man, this thing could get very interesting. And me, as a jokester that I am, to put the middle finger to all the pundits, the national pundits' eyes, I would love to see Bama Miami in the championship just to shut everybody up. Yeah, but I'm having fun with that because this is a game. I don't take myself too seriously. You know how I spell joy, GOY equals JOY. Get over yourself so you can have some serious joy in yourself because let's put it this way. This world that we live in, you have to be careful what you gravitate toward and what you consume to uplift and push you forward in this life. If you consume all that negativity out there because of the construct that we live in, it's wired to get you to tap into that just so you can be manipulated, just so you can get pissed off. So when you get angry, you lose objectivity. This is why it's important to protect this space. The 6-inch space between your ears that I refer to as the negative free zone, which is a total lifestyle concept that I'm more than happy to talk to you about anytime. You can hit me up on IG, al.sanders.10, or you can hit me up on Twitter, alsand79. And, we can chop that up too because that's what I'm truly all about. Yeah, I love talking sports. I love talking football. But more importantly, I love talking life with you and those things that are powerful because we're here for each other in this world. We're here to encourage each other, not to tear each other down. But let me say this to all the sports fans out here that love their schools and all this stuff. Come on, man, get over it. It's a game. Quit hating on each other. All you YouTube guys out there, man, you content creators, killing each other over this stuff. Really? Come on, man. One thing about money in this world, if that's what you're after, about people getting into your bag, it's not a zero-sum game. There's enough to go around for everybody. But you shouldn't kill each other over it, man. Not kill each other, but you shouldn't assassinate each other's character. You shouldn't be talking about each other and backbite. That is a low level of existence. It's not where I'm coming from in this space. Because the space where I'm coming from is a higher plane of existence that allows you to go to a higher plane. Negativity is one of the lowest levels of existence you can get. If you buy into that, you get all of that. You can have it. I'm not. But anyway, just want to say stay free. This is Coach Al. This is my takes on this past weekend. Love it or like it. It's mine, and I'm still going to be good. GOY equals JOY. Be well. Talk to you soon.